Sup guys, Bahamut here. Hope y'all doing all right. Staying high vibrational. Trying to remain positive even if the world want to see you miserable and upset. You know, sometimes you gotta thank God for giving you the eyes to see clearly. You know, you also sometimes gotta be thankful for the ones who want to see you destroyed. You really gotta be thankful for them. Because in their mind, especially when it comes to these gangstalkers, their mind, when they threw you in this, they were hoping a quick death, quick to anger, quick to hurting somebody, to get you up off the street, you know? Their hatred for us comes from a spiritual reasoning. This is why most TIs, we don't do nothing to nobody. You know, most of these people attacked us because of what people got to say about us. You know, rumors, lies, defamation of character, you know, the latter. You know, but you really got to be thankful for these people because it shows you what the matrix really is. It shows you how far gone people really are. It shows you how evil people have become. You know, people no longer try to heal the world through love and compassion. It's nowadays it's you know, they don't understand something, they seek to destroy it. You know, you got to be careful. This is coming from somebody who's, when it came to my harassment, I guess what I wanted to do was go back to normal life. You know, I ain't want to fight. You know, I recognized the harassment and I just thought they were stupid. You know, they're wasting time. They're trying to paint you to be a villain. They want you to lash out. They want to let you know everybody hates you. Everybody treats you like shit. You know, you're not a person to be confronted or talked to or appreciated or loved. You know, and then you start to realize, you know, maybe I do have a bigger purpose. Maybe it's like in the beginning, I just was like ignoring it and not worrying about it. But it's like the more you don't recognize it, or not don't recognize it, the more you try to ignore it, the worse it gets. And so I got to the point where I was like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm nobody special. You know, I'm not in the mix, but it's obviously I'm on this sacrificial list, this agenda to have me kill myself, and I'm not even talking to nobody. You know, my harassment started with me when I gave up on the world already. You know, I was kind of just waiting for it to end. And that's why I was smoking cigarettes every day, you know, smoking weed, not want to be bothered by folks. And it's like these people are trying to kick me. I'm already saying, you know, forget myself. I'm gonna live in isolation and mind my own business. And this program started. And it's like I had people coming out of nowhere trying to kick me when I'm down. And so I'm like, all right, bro, like, what's the deal, bro? I'm not a threat to you. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not. And then the longer you go through this, you hear the rumors, the lies, the people calling you all type of names, the sex offenders or whatever the case may be. You start to realize like you got sex offenders, pedophiles, rapists, killers all around you participating in your harassment. And there's that Bible app again. Every time I turn on the video, you know, it's like I appreciate it, but then I don't appreciate the hacking of the phone. You know, these narcissists, y'all love to use Bible phrases. You know, y'all like to use the Bible to target people. This is why I don't believe in going into church or joining any organizations. You know, if I have to close and this cuts off the video, then you know why. Okay, we're good. You know, every time I cut on the camera, bro, to make a video, this app is popping up. You know, it could be God trying to look out. But on the other hand, on the other side of it, I know how bad they have me in this program. Phone tap, place getting broken into, dust blowing into it, chemicals, smells all day, every day. You know, I feel like the only reason why I'm alive is because of the grace of God. That's the only reason why I feel like I'm alive. Like from the back then when I slowed down and stopped smoking, when they start selling me, you know, fake weed, and then niggas start waxing on and waxing off, if you catch my drift. You know, and I knew I was smoking like cologne weed and shit. Even in that mindset, I still didn't care. I still didn't worry about it. You know, that's how fed up with life I was. And it's like, even today, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I've changed and I've become a better person. No, even today, I struggle with sin. I'm battling with sin every day, but now it's more on a level to where I can't just live my life and casually doing sin without seeing some demonic shit. Like Pittsburgh is a city. Pittsburgh is like a city of soulless vessels. I can tell it's not just this normal hate, this, oh, you're this bad person, so that, or you're an asshole and we're treating you like this. Nah, it's something way more demonic. Most of these people in this environment, which I am in, are what you like to call NPCs. Like, you got to ask yourself as a TI, you even hear indirects and subliminals about what you're doing with your life. If you're repeating the same notion or not. But when you look at these people, these niggas are literally the definition of insane people. They wake up and do the same synchronized tactics every single day. You get to the point where if you're a person who likes to move around a lot, I'm on one side of town going to work, and then I move from that job another side, then another side, then another side, and the same people I'm seeing in my environment, wherever I go, follow me around the community, bro. It's that serious. My harassment is that bad. I can go to a dead location where nobody goes to. If I make a repeated schedule of going to the same area, then I'll literally see the same people going back and forth. My harassment is getting that bad to where even on the spiritual realm, I'm starting to notice things. In a live a couple of days ago, I explained how I call my neighbor the black-eyed neighbor, because that's literally what I saw. One moment about 2 weeks ago, and I don't like explaining this stuff to people because the internet, people don't believe me, but I feel like God wanted me. I feel like God wants me to see, even though I don't want to fight, I don't care about the program and sending your soul to hell and people fighting in this spiritual war. When it came to my harassment, I just wanted to go back to life. I don't care about that whole spiritual thing and God and the devil. And it's like these people force me to fight. Because whether we like it or not, there's this raging war against good and evil. And you can't just be in the middle. You can't, especially if you're chosen. If you're sitting here to actually do a mission and fight, you can't sit on the sideline. You can't just let life pass you by. You can't, what's this, settle down, get a house, die, grow old, die. No, we're here to fight something different. We're not here to live a normal life. We already can see the amount of evil in this world. We can see how corrupt it is. We can see through the illusions. And that's why we have to go. That's why we're battling for our life. We're fighting to live. We're literally fighting to have our souls be in the kingdom of heaven with God. Because that's how bad these people hate you. They're literally trying to psychologically destroy some of us to forcibly send you to hell. But anyway, a couple days ago, or like a couple of weeks ago, my neighbor who's always knocking on the wall and doing weird dumb shit. 3 a.m. This nigga got a habit where he'll open and slam the door, and sometimes he'll just go crazy with it. One morning in particularly is exactly 3 a.m. This nigga just going crazy with it. Coming in and out, you can hear him walking back and forth in front of my door. Man, he did that for like at least 10, 20 minutes. I opened up the door. As soon as I step outside, I look to the left. This nigga is standing, he don't have his red light on, but it's pitch darkness. And this nigga, I ain't gonna lie, this nigga looks swaggy. Like he had on an outfit, but that's crazy because you never see this nigga leave, bro. He looks swaggy as hell. And he's standing by the door, and I kid you not, his eyes is like maybe this wide open. And, I'm a little tired, so my eyes is low as hell. But, his eyes is like this wide open, and it's pitch black. I don't see no white. I don't see none. I don't see no pupil. No, I see pure black. Ever since I saw that, I really started to understand that, cities like Pittsburgh is far too gone. Y'all can claim y'all are godly people. Y'all can claim that y'all a part of this program, y'all protecting the community, but that's lies. That's bullshit. That's total and utterly bullshit. It's so crazy how targeted individuals, people being labeled and, harassed, and we're some of the most crazy or dangerous people. But 9 times out of 10, when you look at a targeted individual's life, we're not even in the mix. We're not even going out enjoying ourselves. Some of us are not even living life normally because we're just tired of the illusions, tired of the games. So we're seeking isolation in our own space. You can't even sit in your own space without having these devils around you, knocking on walls, slamming doors. Think how crazy that is. Nigga, we we literally don't do nothing to nobody. But even the longer you go through this harassment, the longer you even start to see criminals around you, actual sex offenders participating in your harassment. That screams a lot. This program, I don't care what you say, I said it in the last video. This program isn't about capturing monsters. It's about creating them. And you'll soon, when you end up as a targeted individual, you're like, sometimes you really got to be thankful, because it shows you how there's whole communities, whole societies full of witchcraft, full of devil worshippers, full of people who just like to watch people's lives like a Truman Show, like that's normal. People looking down on you, you know? Like it's like their goal is to find anything messed up about you. But if you're watching somebody 24/7, you're bound to see something negative. We all have bad qualities as a human, and with these narcissists, everything's black and white. It's either you're all good or all bad. Just because you got bad qualities. And what the twister about that is, these people are the biggest assholes, bro. The biggest toxic people known to man. Like, there's something severely wrong with y'all. Like, y'all really wake up every day and gossip and slander and stalk and harass, and then go to church after doing something evil to somebody and then talk about some praise God. This is why it took me forever to believe. Like, and it's like, I still, and I hate saying that, but I still have doubts about certain aspects. Bro, it's like these niggas, you people are so godly, but the worst type of people I've ever ran into can't speak this church philosophy and God and just do the most diabolical shit, hitting on a woman, beating on their kids, the latter, bro, just doing the most. This is why myself, I couldn't, bro. I'll be honest, man. I literally thought this world was hell. But the more I go through this, the more I see people's actions responding to me, and the even just life itself. It almost seems like some type of either a learning school or a prison for some. But at the end of the day, it seems to just be a test to either bring out your worst, or to see if you're going to vibrate higher and you're going to choose to respond with love and positivity. Like, at the end of the day, this world is something so spiritual, something so beautiful, but it's like at the same time, it's a wicked thing. It's like sometimes I be questioning, like, God, like, yo, what's going on? Like, really? Like, why do I have to see this stuff? And it's like I say all the time, I'm not trying to get people to think, oh, I'm a person who think everybody's bad and I'm the good one. No, bro, I'm going to say that to your face right now. I am not a good person. I want to be. I want to be better. I want to change certain aspects about myself. I want to get up out of my living situation. I want to be more. I want to do greater things. I just know I have this mindset. Even if I made mistakes, now moving forward, I wish to do better. I wish to change. I wish to improve. But these people, it's like y'all job is clearly to keep me stagnant. Clearly, y'all don't want me mingling with the community. Clearly, y'all don't want me to be in a relationship. Y'all don't want me to build a relationship with God. Y'all don't want me to have a family. Y'all don't want me to have friends. The level of harassment I'm seeing on a daily level, the amount of synchronicities, it's straight up demonic. There's no, like Pittsburgh is literally a city full of witches and warlocks. And it's like, this is why even as a child, it's the Pittsburgh, y'all took like 21 years of my life, bro. Even as a child, it was the same type of energy, like I was being constrained, like I was being isolated from the world to only endure the evil thoughts of other people. That's really what this is. People can say you deserve this and you deserve that, but at the end of the day, people are looking into their most vile parts of their minds and they're enacting to someone who feel like they deserve it. That right there clearly lets you know you're not someone of God. If you want to act out the most evil, heinous, demonic thoughts that you have towards somebody because you feel like they deserve it. That's bullshit, bro. You just show the people who y'all harass, y'all are worse than the people y'all harass. Y'all are way eviler than the people y'all harass. That's the sad truth about this program. You really start to see who the real devils are. And all y'all do is harass broken people, misunderstood people, people who just need love, people who just need a friend or a spouse or a family, and y'all bring out the worst in people. Y'all create monsters, y'all create devils when y'all yourselves are actually the real monsters, the real devils. That's even worse, but I was going to get into something else, but I totally flew off the handle somewhere else. It is what it is. It's life of being tortured and harassed every day. That narcissistic abuse actually causes physical swelling within your brain to cause slow thoughts, brain fog, stuff like that. It's a wicked game, man. Only the strongest people, if you find yourself to be a targeted individual, understand you someone that they saw as a target and nothing would get to you. When I get on here and make these videos, bro, it's not about worrying about what they're doing. It's about acknowledging what I've been through, what I see people doing, and at the same time, still remaining who I am. I know off camera, off on here making videos, I really be giving no reaction. I know exactly why my harassment is so bad. Because it's made to destroy these people want to see me dead. And I already know there's going to be some big celebration party when I bite the dust or if I move. Or if something bad happened to me, I know they're going to be smiling and laughing. These are evil people doing evil things in a shit community. It is what it is, man. People don't want to believe that there's whole communities of fucked up people doing fucked up shit to innocent people. Understand, I hate to break it to you. Even gods are showing you signs in the sky. The weathers, everything that's been happening around the globe, it's ending. I want y'all to know this system is ending. The matrix is falling. This system that we're willing to sacrifice their loved ones for, sacrificing people for money, molesting, torturing, out of their own. I need y'all to understand this world's about to fall. You just need to hear the message now. Now you need to get into that mindset of if you feel like you need to change and do better and build a relationship with God, now's the time. Don't be these people, man. Don't be so caught up in sin that you don't even see when you're actually doing evil, see that you're doing the wrong thing. That's the thing because I myself, this is why I speak against this type of stuff. Because when I was, drinking and, heavy marijuana, I want to say drugs. I want people to give the people the idea, heavy marijuana, going out, just being toxic, it's like brain fog again. Basically, I know what it's like to be on the dark side of life, and I want other people to, if you are on that side, to know that it's never too late to change. It's never too late to become a better person. It's never too late to become something more. Because best believe this world don't want you to become anything positive. This world don't appreciate people who can bring positivity to the world. All they want is chaos and confusion. So I even look at your harassment every single day. You got niggas downplaying you. You think they just want you to be a better guy and talk to us and let's get to know you. No, they want to destroy you. They want to end you. That's real hatred. A lot of these people got real demons in them. They labeling us demons, but these people actually got demons jumping in their body. It's real out here, man. And a lot of people don't know how real. And if you're blessed enough to see, that means it's time to start fighting. You need to fight on the front line. That's what this thing is. We have to start fighting. We have to start fighting. That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't want this video to be too long. This is Bahamut. I'm out of here. Make sure y'all stay up and stay high vibrational. I'm gone.